tuning. Got a bunch of stuff ripped apart, a bunch of wiring going on. She's getting worked out, getting ready for the show. Hopefully we see everybody there. Alright, Saturday before the show. A few little things we're trying to button up on this one. Did get the front bumper on it. Looks good. Got the valve covers painted. Go digital. So I got a new bezel for this too. Steering wheel's getting wrapped right now. I got the old dash out. Gotta pull a bunch of wiring out, make a couple harnesses, put some new sensors in, get this thing buttoned up and ready for the show. National Roadster Show. This is the 56 Chevy I built. Did all the fabrication on it. Little walk around. Got some pretty heavy hitters here this show, so I don't know how good of a chance we got. I'm gonna go over and take a look at the truck I built next.
Are we doing live? Are we doing all this?
So there you have it. We got first place with the blue truck in its class at the Grand National Roadster Show this year. So it's the first year I've ever been to a big show. There were a lot of people involved with getting that truck done. Everybody did a great job. I want to thank everybody out there. it's amazing to win something like that. So I'm very appreciative of everybody. So thank you. And now to finish this video off, might be wondering what's going on over here. Got some crazy contraptions going on. Reading different voltages. So let's see how this ended up working. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome back to Heimlich Hot Rods. Our actuators are in. So let's start on this. I already made a couple marks kind of where I want them to go. We're gonna have to build some brackets. So I'm gonna pull this out and go ahead and get started on it. So I went ahead and I got this kind of mocked up here. So you can see under here I made some brackets. And I'll go into a little more detail when I pull them back off, but I got them wedged in there. They're not even tack welded, so I just want to see if this is going to work. So I got myself an extremely small 12-volt power source, so hopefully this will be enough to power this. I got it temporarily wired up. Let me see, positive and negative. Alright, well now that we got that working, it's cycling pretty good. We're going to need to get like a dummy piece of wood in here, and our stainless strips are on the way, and I gotta make all those, drill a bunch of holes in this, weld a bunch of studs, more fabrication work. So we'll wait for that stuff to come, and then we'll get back on this. Alright, so I pulled one of these actuators apart to look at it. This one, they're both extending the same distance, measured all that out. This one's just a little bit slower than the other one, so I took it apart. There's zero grease in here. None in this shaft that slides right there, that piece there. So I'm gonna put some grease in this and lube it up a little bit, see if it'll catch up with the other one. It's not much off, so let's give it a shot. Alright, so my parts came in, and these are just some little spring-loaded guide, and I got some nylon. I thought this was supposed to be black, but we can always dye it after we machine it. So we got the bed out here. I've got everything marked where I want to put these. So this one's gonna go over here. So we'll just drill and tap these. They're gonna go perfectly centered on the rail there, and show you how they work when it's all done. All right, so I got all those mounted. Screwed in there, tapped in. And I cut myself some of that nylon. That's gonna rub up against that. This will get mounted right down here below that line. We're gonna have to finish it off, and then we'll dye it later black. But we still have to figure out all this, figure out how we're gonna mount this. So we'll go ahead and we're gonna put this back on, wedge a bunch of these in there, make sure it closes, opens okay. Figure out if we have to take off any material, and then we'll get to it. Alright, so we're drilling these plates out. I just wanted to show you how I'm doing it. I got my counter set right there for the focus. And I just used a little plastic sleeve to space it. And I adjusted this into my chuck with just the height I wanted, and everyone turns out the same. So, a couple more to go. Got these put together. It says cooling fin sticked here, so I finally figured that one out. And then these little red guys, kind of loose, but I think they're gonna work. They just don't push on those buttons, so you don't have to use a screwdriver. So inputs, outputs. All right, so we got it set up here, and we're just kind of trying to figure out what it does. So our output we got at 12.1, our input we got at 12.2, so that's a little dropped, but I still haven't figured out. I don't know how I even got it to do that, so I'm gonna have to do a little more research on this thing and figure out how to adjust it, but this is gonna work. The only problem is we're gonna have two switches, so I'm gonna have to integrate two of these switches into one switch that works simultaneously, so that's gonna be a little tricky, but I think it's doable, so this should work for us. All right, so I went ahead and figured out how to do this. We're gonna have to get the power before the switch because there's reverse polarity protection on this, so I can't just run one switch, power going in and out because it wants to reverse. So power going in first, power coming out. To each one will have its own switch. Now that's another issue. If we had two switches, we wouldn't need these at all. We could just run them until they came down even. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take two of these switches. I only have one right now. I'm ordering two more. We're going to bolt them together basically, and then we're going to make the two toggles attached so it only has one toggle. Probably something nice, aluminum thing that sticks through the interior and looks pretty and functions correct. Getting complicated, but we'll figure it out. Trucking away over here. Got my boxes all wired up in here. Got the wires ran. Just waiting for my switches to come. My wiring ran on the other side. This is ready to be hooked up. So they should be here anytime. We'll start timing these in and get them to close a little more easily. Well, this has been fun, and it's been a project, and I'm about to show you guys what we got going on. Somewhat permanently wired, but mostly temporary, just for testing purposes. So here's what I ended up at: 13 volts on the right and 12.6 on the left. And we're gonna give it a shot. I think it's pretty close, and we're gonna see if it goes all the way up and all the way down without binding. So this will be the test. All right, let's give this a shot and see what it does.
What we're looking for is that it stops evenly. That means that we're running at the same speed.
That one's a little slower, but we'll see how it comes down. I don't mind if it's a little bit off on the way up, but way down is the main thing. Oh, beautiful. We're in business, boys. And that's how you do it. It's a lot of wiring. A lot went into this. A lot of thinking, obviously. Ordering parts here and there and building the crazy switch because I had to reduce the voltage before the switches because they would have no polarity reversing, obviously, so it just would kick the safety off. So, well, so far so good, and we'll continue on. I actually got the strips over here. I'll show you guys. We'll come over here real quick, and the same stainless strips came in. So this is a half round. I was trying to get half oval, but this will work. And I got my all thread up here, so we'll have to cut this all thread up into a bunch of about 1.5 inch pieces and TIG weld them all to that. 1,000,000 welds. It's gonna take probably 2 days to weld all that. We gotta drill all our holes in this and figure out our pattern before we weld our studs. Obviously, I'll probably make a jig for everything to make it simple. So, yeah, here's my switch. It's a little complicated, but I just did 2 into 1. So this little aluminum piece will be the only piece sticking out of the upholstery, and it'll be hidden behind the driver's compartment, just where you can reach around and get to it. So, whoo doggy. So that's what we ended up at. Not very bad. It's gonna work out good. I'll get mounted up here. Along with everything else. And I'm gonna have to get a smaller charger because my charger used to sit right here. and it was just plugged in right here. I'm going to change that up, put a smaller battery tender in it, and just put it off to the side here. Probably plug that hole. Well, tell me what you guys think. I know I haven't been videoing lately. We had the big hot rod show, and that all turned out well, so try and get this one done for next year's show. Might not happen. Probably going to be 2 years, but we still got a ton of work to do on this thing, and we're not doing it the easy way. So we're doing it the cool way, which is always the hard way. So hope you guys enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Heimlich Hot Rods.